So hello there. Welcome to our Sunday night Facebook Live. And I'm Lynn Huber. Today is September 30th.
And I'm Richard.
And he's Richard. So if you're out there, say hi to us so we know you're there. Make a note in the comments. I see a couple of people there already. So today we're going to talk about campaign planning. Some of you old hats that have been with Avon for a long time probably have this down to a science. And if you're new, maybe you're struggling. And, if you're not so new, maybe you're somewhere in between. I hope that, can somebody let me know if you can hear me? I just want to make sure I've been doing some recording on my computer. So anyway, hopefully you can all hear me. And hi, Nikki, can you hear me? So welcome to Nikki. Anyway, so we're going to talk about campaign planning. Yes, she can hear me. Thank you, Nikki. I've been recording, and I just wanted to make sure my mic and everything was unplugged. So campaign planning. So what we're going to do, let me share my screen with you. So we'll show the screen, and we will do it like this. Okay, perfect. So you should be able to see my screen. Let me get this out of the way. So I have Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Tracy. And Nikki, thank you guys for letting me know that you can hear. So when you're planning, Avon campaign is 2 weeks long, and you can place your order anytime that you want during the campaign. And so first thing I want to do is look at our campaign schedule. So this is our flexible ordering schedule. You've all seen this before. And if you go down, and I'm going to do campaign 22 because that starts basically on Wednesday. So I'm going to start with campaign 22. So campaign 22 starts on 10/3 and ends on 10/16, right? So what you want to do is you want to figure out in your calendar exactly what is going on. So I have in here campaign 21 ends on 10/2, and I'm going to put in here campaign 22 starts. And then we know that campaign 23 starts on the 17th, so campaign 23 starts, and campaign 21 ends.
22.
I'm sorry, 22. I was looking up above. So the most important thing is you need to know exactly what your 2 weeks looks like. And so with Avon, it used to be we had set order dates that we all had to order, and a campaign is divided into A week and B week. So the first day that during the campaign, that's A week. So this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, those would all be A week. That means A Wednesday and B Wednesday. Make sense? A Sunday, the 7th, and B Sunday, the 14th. A Friday, the 5th, B Friday, the 12th. And the reason why this is so important is you want to know when you want to place your order. Hi, Priscilla. Good to see you.
Hey, Priscilla.
And Tiffany. Welcome.
Hey, and Tiffany.
Glad to see you're all here. So you want to know, so if we go back to this calendar, you can place your order anytime between 10/3 and 10/16. And so you see what it says? Campaign opens and campaign closes. I think a lot of people think that's their due date. And 10/16, I promise you, is not your due date. It's the last chance you have that it has to be in by noon on that day. I mean, it's 2 o'clock in some areas or whatever, but basically noon on that day is the deadline for your order. I don't ever suggest that you wait until the deadline because the computers crash. You know what happens? There's hundreds of thousands of representatives, and if they all wait until the last day of the campaign, that's what causes the computers to crash because our system just can't handle that. It's not. Hi, Charlene. Good to see you.
Hey, Charlene.
So it's not about placing your order by the 16th. It's about figuring out when you're going to place your order during that 2 weeks. So if we go back here, let's just say that that I decided I'm going to place my order on Wednesdays. I want to place my order every Wednesday. The truth is my campaign 22 order goes in on the 3rd, but we're going to pretend like I'm going to do it on B Wednesday, which is halfway through the campaign. So then I'm going to put in here, first thing I have to do is pay Avon, right, before I place my order. And then I'm going to say place campaign 22 order. So you always have to pay Avon before you place your next order. That's the rules. That's just how it is. And so I'm kind of making notes here. Let me pay Avon place so that I can make sure we have everything in here. Okay, so now you know if you're set. If you have this set, then you know how to work your campaign, right? Because now you're going to get your customers used to you going every 2 weeks on B Wednesday. And so that's what's going to happen. So the very first thing I would do, the campaign 22 started. So I would post a link to post store link in Facebook. That would be the first thing that I would do, right? Then also maybe email customers. Welcome to campaign 22. This is like way too big, this print, because it's not all going to fit. I'm just going to make this print smaller. There we go, so we can fit more in there. So we've done that. Then, and you want to put that on your calendar to every 2 weeks to remind you every 2 weeks that you're going to do that. So you're going to start passing out brochures here. And boy, we still need to go smaller. Hate to do that, but okay. So another thing that you need to do is, because campaign 21 ends, if you're in leadership, then you want to check on your team orders. And you're going to be bagging orders. So that's not going to fit from campaign 21, right? But we'll come back to that. So the way it works for me and being in leadership is when campaign 21 ends, all of my team members have to have their orders in by basically noon or 2 o'clock or whatever on Tuesday. So on Wednesday, I go into Vibe and I check to see my LOA 1 through 7. That means length of association. So all of my new reps who are in the Kickstart program, first 7 campaigns, I go in and check their orders. Did they meet the requirements? Do I need to remind them that they need to do something different for next campaign? If they didn't place an order, I might text them and say, hey, you missed your order. So you didn't get brochures, so you're going to put yourself out of business because you don't have brochures. And so, all of these kinds of things I do. And so I check them then, and then I'll text them or whatever and say, hey, you missed your campaign 21 order. That means you didn't get campaign 23 brochures. So when you place your 22 order, be sure to order both 23 and 24. So Charlene, I see you have a question. Go ahead and type what it is in there, and we'll come back to that. So probably the most important thing, though, let's get the big rocks in first. So you decided that you're going to place your campaign 22 order with Avon. So you want to get your customers used to that, right? So what I do on the 8th is I would do my order reminder text calls. So I've taught you guys how to, I'm just trying to make this so that it's all the same. I know, I'm kind of anal that way. So order reminder text and calls. So I taught you guys that you need to automate your system. We've talked about this, right? We talked about setting up, using campaign mailer to mail your brochures, and using services to do your texts and your calls to make sure that everybody gets in, because that way everybody gets a text or everybody gets a call. Because I know we're busy, and I know you might have 200 brochures you gave out, and you start to make those texts, you start to do them, or you start to make the calls, and you don't get finished. And this way, by using a service, it gets done every time. It takes you 2 minutes. So then I set them up. I set up my order reminder and texts and calls 2 days before my order goes in. Or you can do it 3 days before, but I don't do it 3 only because it's Sunday. And so my text just says, hey, I'm placing my order this Wednesday. If there's anything you need, please let me know by tomorrow. And my phone call is basically the same. So get that in there so that it's in your calendar. And then when you set up your calendar, you want to set all of these up as reminders that go every 2 weeks, because you're going to do the same thing again on the 22nd when you're in campaign 23. I hope that makes sense. So these are just some of the things I do, not necessarily what you need to do, but these are what I do because I promote online a lot. So the second day of my campaign, I'm going to create a photo album on my Facebook page. And I'm going to pin all the new items to Pinterest. I run an ad in Nextdoor, which basically says, hey, and I run it in the free ads. Next door is just kind of a local social media, like for your neighborhood, and they're all over the country. So hopefully that will, that there'll be one near you. But basically, I run a for free ad saying, I have a free brochure for you. Have you seen the latest brochure? And I put the cover of that brochure. So in this case, it would be the cover of Campaign 22. And have you seen the latest brochure? This ain't your grandma's Avon. Hit me up and I'll get you a brochure. So I do all of these things so that I can continue to grow my business. So let's go. I need to make these smaller again. So, okay. So then you're delivering orders.
Charlene has a question.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Okay.
You're delivering orders. And then you're probably going to be delivering orders again on Friday. So Priscilla, or let's go to Charlene. Charlene. So she says, I have customers that will be ordering from campaigns 21 and 22. What should I do? Order them together or separately? Charlene, when you're placing a campaign, well, you're still in 21, so you still have time to place your campaign 21 order by Tuesday.
If you haven't placed it already.
But if you haven't, and you are going to do it with your 22 order, you do one order. Within the order, you can back order to 21. So you're going to place a campaign 22 order. You can back order 2 campaigns within that order. So you can order each line item from 22, 21, or 20. Hope that makes sense. Hope that helps you. Anyway, good question. And Priscilla, are you able to send us this document when you're done? Great info. Oh, sure. You want it all. Yeah, you know what? I'll save this as a PDF and I'll post it on Online Beauty Biz and probably in this Facebook Live. Okay?
Yeah, and then I'll call you next week. Make sure you have it all done.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So let's see. So, okay, so we're delivering orders because, these are from your last campaign, right? So when you place your campaign 22 order, now for me, I don't know why these are all different sizes. I had them all fixed. Because they are not going to work. Okay, so for me, when I place my order, it takes a full week for me to get my order. So I place it on the 10th and I receive it here. So I'm going to receive campaign 22 order. And then, so for the next couple of days, we're going to be deliver orders. And, how often or how you do that, they probably won't all get delivered within those 2 days. But, you have to schedule this according to what works for you. Okay, so now on my next day in my campaign, and I only do this way just because it kind of separates things out, so I'm not doing everything all at once. But I print labels for campaign 23 and start LABEL, labeling brochures. So I print my labels. We're starting to label 23 brochures. We're not going to give them out till the 17th, but we label them. We put out a lot of books, so it takes time to label them. And, you don't have to label them. You can write on them. You can do what you want, but you might want to start thinking about getting them ready. And then I schedule my Facebook posts. I schedule that for Friday. Sometimes I end up doing it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, however, but I schedule my Facebook posts for all the next week so that I'm ahead.
Posts.
And then I work on blog posts. So I blog, to grow my Avon business. I also blog to help my team on Online Beauty Biz. So that's another thing I do. I start on Friday and sometimes end up working Saturday and Sunday on it, but I do my blog posts. So some of these things, Charlene, yes, thank you, Lynn, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Priscilla says, cool, thanks. Nikki says, what program are you using for that calendar? Nikki, this is Word, and I'm only using this to show you. I use my Gmail calendar. I use 100% on my Gmail calendar, and I set it up as repeating every 2 weeks events. So hope that helps.
And we put everything on it.
Everything.
Personal, business, everything. One calendar.
Okay, so then I have these are some of these things really, you may not be doing, but my Facebook group, welcome new members for the week. So I do that on Sundays. So you just go into the Facebook group and it says, you have this many new members. Would you like to welcome them? So I just have that on there. I welcome them every Sunday. Okay, now we keep going along. And now it's a week, on the 9th is a week before Campaign 22 ends. So here I text all my new reps, LOA 1 through 7, meaning if they're brand new and in their first 7 campaigns, I stay on my new reps for the first 7 campaigns to help them. A lot of them don't understand our order schedule. They don't, there's a lot of things that that maybe they need help with, or maybe they're just not paying attention and they don't realize that we even have a schedule, or the Kickstart bonuses. I mean, they have to place their second order has to be $150. Their third order has to be $200, and then $250, and then $300 in order to get that guaranteed 40%. And I want them to get it. I don't care if their orders aren't big. I mean, if they're only going to plan on placing a $50 order, I'm not going to try to get them to place a $300 order. But if they're at $279, wouldn't it be nice of me to let them know that a $300 order is what they want to shoot for? Because if they're that close, they could literally buy free stuff. They could buy up to $300 and get all that for free because of the difference in earnings. So I'm just doing this to help them out and get them used to it. So I text all of them, and it's a one-on-one thing. It is not any kind of a program or text thing. When I'm working with reps, it's kind of, other than emails that go out to the whole team or whatever, this is more one-on-one. So I pull them up in Vibe to see if they placed an order already. And if they haven't, then I'll text them and say, hey, just checking in, just a friendly reminder, your Campaign 22 is due next Tuesday, the 16th. Is there anything I can help you with? And that's it. So I do that. Okay, so, and then on the 12th, which would be, this is the Friday before the deadline. So on this day, I'm going to email my team, order reminder. So I go into Vibe and I run a report and I say, who hasn't ordered yet for Campaign 22? And then I send an email out. It goes out to everybody, but it's not everybody on the team. It's just everybody who has not placed an order yet. So I go out and I place an order. I email them and I say, hey, just a reminder, you've still got time, but your order's due by Tuesday. So, and some of you probably have seen that if you're on my team.
Can I say something real quick here? It's important she sends this out, but just so everybody knows, we really stress, we highly recommend that you get your order in on these 2 days here at the latest, on Wednesday or Thursday of B week, because what happens is on Friday, if your order goes in, Lynn can correct me, but it's either between 9 a.m. or noon. If your order goes in after that, it's going to hold all weekend long. Nobody in Avon's going to do anything till Monday morning. And then Monday morning, you're going to be at the 11th hour, hoping it goes in. Or if you place any orders on Monday, it's going to be the 11th hour to make sure they go in by Tuesday. That's so true. We highly recommend the 10th or the 11th, the first days of the B week.
Or the 2nd or the 3rd or the 8th or the 9th. I probably would not plan on doing my orders on Friday because Richard's exactly right. In fact, it probably won't even ship until Monday, even if you did place it. So there's probably no point in really doing it on Friday. Okay, so then I, again, schedule Facebook. So this is in Avon Social. I go in Avon Social and I schedule all my Facebook posts and my blog posts for the week. So, like I said, these are repeating. So they'll be on my calendar every week. So I don't have to go in and type it in every week. Okay, so now we're moving along. Now we're in the last week of the campaign. And we still want to make sure that people are getting their orders in. See, part of the problem with the new flexible ordering system is that the campaign closes at noon, and if you don't get your order in by noon, there's nothing I can do about it at that point. In the old system, I had a couple of days, so I could say, hey, you missed your order, but you still can get it in by like tomorrow or whatever. But now you missed your order by noon. Sorry, campaign's gone. So this is why I do all these reminders. So here I'm going to email them again. And so I'll run that report in Vibe again and see who hasn't placed an order still, and I'll send that email. It's kind of a last chance. Don't wait till Tuesday, because trust me, especially, maybe it's not a big deal if you're new or you're not doing anything, but if you're in leadership, if you don't have your $200 order in, you don't get paid. So you know, or if you're looking for a promotion, or if you're looking for, even in sales, if you're looking for a promotion, if it doesn't get in by noon or 2 o'clock or whatever, you're out of luck. I mean, there's no more second chances. So it's just, that's why I stay on them that way. And then of course, Facebook group, welcome new members. So that again would be just repeating every week. So yeah, Nikki, I'm doing this on a Word document because my calendar has all of my personal stuff, like Richard said, it has everything on it, so I don't want to show that out. So let's see, I have a question. So Charlene, how many orders do we need to have to reach President's Club? Charlene, it's not how many orders you do, it's how much you sell. And so to get to President's Club, you have to sell $10,000 within a year, which is an average of $385 a campaign. So if you're selling $385 to $400 a campaign, then you'll make it to President's Club. So I hope that helps.
And President's Club is cool. If you're growing a team, you want to have a lot of President's Club members on there. On the average, in Avon, the average President's Club person in Avon, 80% of people that reach President's Club with Avon stay with the company for long term.
It's true.
So they're really helpful for your team, and low maintenance to you if you're a team builder.
Well, and you get special treatment, and you know
that's the cool thing.
You're considered a top seller if you're President's Club. I think everybody should aim for it. I'm working for Honor Society this year. It used to be a long time ago. 6 years ago in California, I used to be President's Council. We sold 110,000. We sold actually more than that, but we sold over 110,000. But then we moved from California to Utah, so we had to start over as far as sales goes. And we're building it back up, and we'll get there, no doubt. Okay, so one thing I missed is you, where's my mouse? So you received your order. I mean, like I received my order a week later, so I placed it on the 22nd. I receive it on the 20th, on the 7th. I mean, I placed it on the 10th, and I receive it on the 17th. So of course, now we have to bag orders. So, you know, you'll print your invoices. In fact, might not be a bad idea somewhere in here to say print invoices. So whatever day that works for you, you know, maybe a day or two before your order's received, or even after. You can print your invoices anytime after your order has billed. So, you know, you don't have to receive it yet, but once it's billed, you can go in and print your invoices. So there's so much more that needs to go in here. Obviously, you need to prospect, you need to build your business. And so there's plenty of time in here. In fact, even the stuff that looks full, those are only, you know, that's not going to take a lot of time. Delivering orders would take more time. But thinking about it, printing your labels, scheduling Facebook posts, that takes me about an hour. My blog post takes me a lot longer because I write a lot of blog posts. But you need to fit time in Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, maybe on Thursday, whatever works for you. You need to fit time in to grow your business, to get out there, get more customers, get more people, giving out brochures to more people, getting their name and number so you can follow up. And if you didn't see my video on how to follow up, go back and watch last Sunday's Facebook Live. We went into that then. And let's see. Let me see if I have anything more I need to. Oh, go ahead.
Can I just mention a couple of things? Going along with what Lynn said, you know, you're looking at this and you're thinking, oh my God, it's like, I'm not going to have time to sleep. There's 2 weeks of stuff here and I'm not going to have time to sleep. Well, think of it this way. A lot of these things that we preach is getting things automated as much as you can. They're really helpful. You know, a lot of the call reminders, the text calls and stuff, all these things that Lynn has automated to set up. It makes it handy because emergencies do come up, even with us. We can have our Lynn's mom call us and say, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling well. You got to take me to emergency, and the whole day's gone. But Lynn has a lot of these things automated on here. And another way you can get things done too is, you know, we have the luxury that Lynn and I do it together. You know, I do most of the, I label all the brochures. I deliver all the brochures. I bag and I deliver all the orders. You may have somebody in your family that can do that. You may have a daughter that's growing up. You may have a son that wants to help you. You could even have a husband or a boyfriend or whatever that wants to support you in your business and wants to help you do that too, to help you free up some time. So think of it that way. Don't get bogged down. And also, just the last thing is, when you start out, you're starting out with 1 or 2. We keep mentioning this. When you start out, a lot of this stuff is going to take you 1 or 2 minutes or 5 minutes a week. You start out, you don't have that many customers, you don't have that many people on your team, so a lot of this stuff isn't big. But after you start doing it for a week, a month, 6 months, it becomes automatic. And the more people you add on, it doesn't take that much more time to do it. So
yeah,
anyway,
that's true. He's right. And yeah, so I mean, and we used to both label brochures together. We actually used to sit in front of the TV with a case between our legs. But we used to do 1,400 brochures a campaign. We're not doing that now. Now we're doing more like 300 to 400. But we're growing, and as we grow, we'll start buying more and more books. But I did miss a couple of things, actually. I'm looking at my list. So a week after the campaign ends, which would be on the 10th, this is when I do recognition for my team members. The recognition for campaign 21. And so, that's not important to you unless you're in leadership, but then I do that. And then I also print leadership earnings. So I look at my earnings statement, see what I got, and print the reports or save them. Actually, I do both, but I mostly save them now. I created a photo album. I did Pinterest Nextdoor ad, labels.
We congratulate our team with cards.
Yeah, but I'm talking, part of that recognition is we run reports to find out what to recognize them for. We post it on Facebook. We email to the whole team the recognition, and we send cards to Fabulous First Orders and Top 10 in Sales and the $385 Club now. So another thing, there's so many more things that I do, little tasks that I don't necessarily put on my calendar. And I'm going to show you, I have a program. This is an app. It's called Wunderlist, Wunderlist. And what's really cool about this is it's on your phone and you can have it on your computer, and you can share lists. So like the work ones I share with me and Richard, and I also assign tasks to him. But you can set up like a grocery list, like groceries you need to buy or movies you want to watch. Yes, I love this app. It's free. I just really love it. And I'll schedule, look, final email the no orders and update spreadsheet today. And this one is repeating. See, so it's due today. It repeats every 2 weeks. So I don't necessarily put them all on my calendar. Get contacts from Avon Sweeps. Well, Sweeps isn't running right now, but I still have a reminder every evening to go in and see if I have any new contacts from Avon Sweeps, so that I can put them in, add them to my youravon.com, to your address book, so that Avon will market to them with emails. I add them to my brochure list. I might make contact with them. I'd probably make contact with them first, but I'm just saying I add them to all these things and get them maybe as potential customers. So that's really important. I just have things like share my post, welcome the newest Facebook group meetings. Like tonight, I got to download the Facebook Live from tonight, put it on YouTube. My HOA dues, that's obviously personal. So I just have all this stuff in here, and that's Wunderlist, Wunderlist. I think it's written by a guy from Germany. Yeah. But I love this program. And like I said, it's on my phone, it's on my computer. I can see what my tasks are no matter what I'm doing. And like Richard said, my mom, she's a drama queen. I don't know. I guess it's her age. I guess whatever. She has a lot of health problems, but she'll call me up. Oh, I'm dying. I need to go to the hospital, or whatever. And sometimes it's kind of like she's crying wolf, but we don't want to risk that. Yeah. So we'll take her to the hospital, or we'll have to get up and go to her house and figure out what's wrong with her and what she needs help with or whatever. Yeah. And so some of those things, because they're automated, you can do even if you're sitting in the waiting room in the hospital. And so I have that on my phone, that Wunderlist, so I can take care of those tasks. I can welcome people on Facebook no matter where I'm at, right? I can even do my order reminder for texts and calls. I can do that right from my phone. It's like really simple. I have a template already in there. So I just paste it in there, change the campaign, and schedule it. And so between those two things, between the calendar and the task list, and like on this task list on Wunderlist, I can just check them. And when I check them, they're crossed off for the day. And I can go back go all the way to the bottom here, you can kind of see that I've checked them off and these are completed. So I have even stuff in here that's on my to-do list that will eventually get done. And so those are past due, they're red. But I just love this app. That and my Google Calendar takes care of everything. So that's kind of basically how I set up a campaign. The biggest thing is you got to be consistent. You know, if you're going to place your order on B Wednesday, then do it B Wednesday every single week, every single campaign. So you're going to place your campaign 22 order on the 10th. 2 weeks later, you'll place your next order on the 24th. 2 weeks later, whatever that is. So every other Wednesday, you'll place your order. Every other Monday, you're doing your reminder texts and calls. Every other Tuesday, you're texting on your new reps to remind them of the next campaign. Every other Wednesday, you're like setting up your campaign. I mean, as soon as we get a new campaign, I'm like posting on Avon. I mean, I'm posting on Facebook. Here's the, you know what I do? Like the photo album for the Facebook page. I go to my online store to the brochure and I download every single page of the brochure, and you can just save it as a page. So it'd be like a split page 2 and 3, you know, it's all one page, and you can save it. And then I upload all of them into an album called Avon Campaign 23 or Avon Campaign 22 2018 online online brochure, whatever. And I upload them. Doesn't take me a lot of time, but it's there. It's something I do every 2 weeks. I pin the new items to Pinterest every 2 weeks. It's all about being consistent. And this is what helps me be consistent. Too many people are like, oh yeah, I have an order due next week. I haven't even thought about it. And it's already Sunday, right?
I just want to say it's kind of tough love, but really the idea of getting your order set on a set day is going to be hard at first, mainly because you're scrambling. You're thankful for any order that comes in the beginning because you're starting out, you're new, and you only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 customers. And so if somebody calls with an order, you want to order it right away and please them. But get in mind, you're going to start creating a little bit of tough love. You got your books out here on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They have the book. You called them on Monday and said, I need an order in. My order's going in, and I need it in by Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, you place the order. If they call Wednesday night or Thursday or Friday that week, say you may have to look at it. If it's $100 or $200 order, you could place it and probably would cover the shipping. But if it's an $11 order or somebody wants 2 lip balms for $2, you have to tell them, says, well, I'm sorry, but I did tell you that the order went in on Wednesday. My order's already gone in. My next one isn't until the 24th. And I said, and I won't have it in until the 31st. So I said, I'm sorry, but I reminded you all these things, and I just, as a good business person, I can't afford to do that unless you want to pay for the shipping.
Well, first off, we don't really do that. I don't know why Richard's doing this tough guy act.
Well, I'm not saying they're really tough, but I'm just saying it's just really important. Initially, you might have trouble the first or second or third order getting people on track, but once you do, you're going to have a pattern there, and then customers will help follow it.
Okay, let's try a new way though.
Yeah.
So you've placed your order already on the 10th, and Mary calls you on the 11th and says, hey, I have an order for you. And you go, hey, thank you so much. That's great. My next order goes in on the 24th, and I should have it around the 31st. I will give you a call as soon as it's in. I don't go into anything about told you or my order. I don't do that. And if they go, well, a lot of times they'll say, okay, thank you, great. And if they say, well, that's too long, I can't wait that long, then you have that conversation about, well, it's $11 order, I'm sorry, I really can't justify the shipping for that, you can order it on my store. I mean, you can talk about options, right? You can talk about options,
exactly.
But we be positive. We don't really do tough love.
Oh, yeah, I'm not trying to be tough guy, but I'm just saying it's just a lot of our reps are saying, well, I just have to place my order on this last day. I say, well, you're creating a problem every time. You need to bite the bullet one time and create the system, get it going, and just get people used to when they're placing the order. And you want to do it sooner, because not only is it going to be a problem if you're placing even on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of the second week, but going into the holidays right now, you're going to start seeing any orders that go in. I'm not going to say guaranteed, but you're going to be running into a lot of shorts. People that order at the end of the second week here the Avon will be running out. More likely to be running out of holiday products.
Yeah, and so just FYI, like I said at the beginning of this call, I don't know if you got it. I actually don't place my campaign 22 order on the 10th. No. I will be placing my campaign 22 order on the 3rd. And the only reason for that, the reason why I do that is because for years, for the last 17 years, that I was Wednesday was when my order was due. That was assigned to me by Avon, and I'm used to it, and I like being at the beginning of the campaign. So when I place my orders for my customers, I place it on the 3rd. And what's really funny is I've placed campaign 22. I'm starting to give out campaign 23 brochures to my in-person customers, but all of my online customers, they have that 22 website for another 2 weeks. So it's a little bit confusing, but once you do it for a while, you get used to it, and you get a system in place, and it makes it really easy. Yeah.
We also have an option too, but the nice thing about ordering on the first day is that if we do happen to get some orders, and we have quite a few orders, we can place a second order the second week and be able to get the products into the customers and make them happy that way too.
So what questions do we have? That's pretty much what we do for a campaign. Oh, one thing too I didn't mention, I have this on here down here. What do I do every day? Every day, no matter what, I follow up. I do follow-ups every single day. That's the first thing I do is my follow-ups, my Alma leads, because I buy Alma leads. Or if you have people that you're following up on, that you gave a brochure to and you're checking back with them, or somebody that said they want to sell Avon, you have a system of when you're going to follow up. So you'll just pull up in that system and say, okay, today I need to follow up with these people. So that's number one. Track total team sales in a spreadsheet. I learned this at a leadership conference I just came back from with Avon. And top leaders, every one of the top leaders do this. So I created a spreadsheet that just has, basically it has campaign 22. The first day would be a Wednesday, and the date would be 10/3. And my spreadsheet says, okay, 10/3, a Wednesday, 10/4, a Thursday, 10/5, a Friday, 10/6. Okay, you get the point, right, for the whole campaign. And I go in every single day and I log what my total team sales are, so that over time I can see them and see if I'm going up or down, or what do I need to make a correction on, or whatever. Any prospects I get from Avon Social, I check that every night. For the sweepstakes, also Avon Social has a whole prospect section of people who are responding to you, people who are connecting with you in a way they're responding to, they're liking a lot of your posts, or they're commenting. You definitely want to make sure you stay on top of that, even if it's just sending them a message saying, hi, I see that you liked my post, and just start talking to them. And then prospect, pass out brochures, 5 a day. We teach the 5x5 system, so 5 brochures and names. You get their names and numbers. 5 of them a day, 5 days a week, gives you 25 new potential customers and or recruits every single week. That's over a month, that's 200. So that's pretty cool. So that's just some of the things we do every day. You need to plug them into here. But I don't know that I would necessarily put all those on the calendar, because you just know you're going to do it. But I do. That's how I do. So we don't have any questions. So I did such a good job. All right. Well, let me pretty this up a little bit, because I have all different size fonts in here now. And I will create a PDF of this, and I'll post it in the comments below this Facebook Live, so anybody that wants this can get it. And of course, I'll post it. Yeah, I'll post it under the Facebook Live. And so our next Facebook Live will be next Sunday, October 7th, same time, same place. That's all I have. Let me stop sharing my screen and go back to us. Okay, so I want to thank you guys all for being here. And I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate you being here on these calls. I know you have other things you could be doing on Sunday night. It's kind of the only night I had to do these. Also, I kind of figure Sunday night's kind of a wind down time. People are getting ready to go back to work. They've been at church and all that all day, but hopefully now I'm catching you at a time that works. So anyway, hope you guys all have a great week, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah.
See you
Happy
later.
planning, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Take care.